The Rugby World Cup in its final weekend of pool play returns this evening to the nation's capital city, Wellington. Known as the harbour capital, it sits on the southern tip of the North Island, and on a day like today is picture postcard material. Wellington's 8 matches throughout this Rugby World Cup, culminating next week with 2 of the quarterfinals. But tonight, as we come to the Wellington Regional Stadium, a game from Pool A between France and Tonga. Welcomes the 2 teams onto the stadium, and they'll get a wonderful ovation as they come on. And the feature of the Tongan team, return of captain Fina Maka from injury. Kisi Pulu is back into the front row, while in the backs, Andrew Ma'ile and Viliama Ianung return to the 15 after not starting in the previous game. Feature of the side is that a large number have played or are still playing their rugby in France, including Captain Marker, who played 9 seasons in that country. And Coach Livermont has made 3 changes to the side, well beaten by the All Blacks. Savata's back at hooker. Lafakir returns at number 8. And on the left wing, Palisson makes his Rugby World Cup debut. So those are the 30 players who'll start. France will be able to call on several players in Zazuski, Aranadoke and Amon, who played over 50 test matches each, whereas Tonga don't have that type of depth, most of their bench having played 20 test matches or less. So now the 2 sides lining up for the respective national anthems of Tonga and France.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthems of Tonga and France, recorded by the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra and supported by the New Zealand Choral Federation Anthem Choir.
crowd and the players in great voice before the start of this match. It'll be the 4th time that Tonga and France have played, and the score is France 2, Tonga 1. And now the Tongans to lay down the challenge with the sipitau. The sipitau, the challenge has been laid down, and very shortly it'll be France against Tonga.
Well, it will be interesting to see how the French start. So often you can tell the mood of the French team by the way they start. The Tongans, well, they are ready. You can see that in their faces. This is a staunch look about the French today. Sometimes they look disinterested, but they are certainly focused. Well, on the Piatau anyway. And why wouldn't you be? There's a bit of a mood in the stadium already.
Well, yep, I described the crowd as boisterous, and I think that's a fair comment. A lot of flags waving, and of course they'll sit down and enjoy the game very shortly. Around about 45 seconds away before we get clearance for kickoff here. There is William Savat, who comes back into the French team today after being left out of the starting lineup against the All Blacks.
Well, with Finau Marker back, their leader, the Tongans need a leader. He's a leader. We might see a different side today.
The Wellington Regional Stadium in readiness for France against Tonga in Pool A. And Steve Walsh is the referee, Dave Pearson and Carlo Damasco the assistants, and Morgan Parra for France gets this game underway, and it's taken in by Ma'afu for Tonga. A lot at stake in this game for both teams really, as Morath makes the kick straight down the middle, and France through their fullback Maxime Meda, who played on the wing against the All Blacks, puts it high, and it's been lost forward by Tonga. So here's an early opportunity for the French. Servat, who is back, and the referee playing an advantage here as it's dragged out by Yashvili, and France are going to try and give it a little bit of air early on as Dusatoir takes it in. Now Yashvili works it across to Parra. The kick through made by Meda, but offside against the Tongans right in centre field, and this may well be a gift penalty early on.
And France will be pleased the way this game has started. It's fairly clear they weren't keen to run the ball the first time they had the ball, with plenty of room, plenty of opportunity for a counter-attack, because Morath kicked it down the centre of the field, and they simply put it up in the air and allowed the Tongans to make a mistake, which they did.
Well, it was number 8, Viliami Ma'afu, had all sorts of problems with that ball coming down. Maybe it just squirreled a wee bit. That is the nature of the stadium from time to time. And it was the big tight head prop, Kisi Pulo, who was caught midfield offside by referee Steve Walsh.
He didn't really seem to have it lined up in. I didn't know who was going to catch it. I think it might have been communication issues as well.
And down the middle it goes. So Yashvili puts France on the board very early in the piece. Less than 2 minutes gone, and it's 3-0.
The pride of France. All very, very pleased with themselves. 3 points on the scoreboard. It's a good way to start. A lot is going to unfold though in the next 78 minutes.
Kurt Marath for Tonga. And it's a pretty well weighted kick. In fact, it's beautifully weighted. And it enabled Hufanga, the left winger, to get up there and make the tackle. But France appear to have this under control. It's at the feet of Yashvili. And he has a favoured left boot, and he's drifted that away downfield. It's still in play. And now the Tongan forwards will have to be careful they stay back. Oh, that's badly judged by Lakafia, the number 8. And now Tonga have an opportunity to move this wide. And Ma'afu, down he goes. Now charging run by Maka as Moa waits. Feeds it off to Piutau. And they'll love it to be physical early on here, Tonga. They'd like to stamp their mark on this game early. They really do feel as though they haven't done themselves justice yet at this tournament. This is their real opportunity. Good charge by Tonauia. Now here it is for Moore to Morath. Drops it back on the inside. Again, Moore. Big man for a halfback, probing. Ball bounces loose. And snapped up again by Hufanga, the left winger, who seems to be playing out on the right. And Iongi, the man in number 14, is way on this near side in the 14 jersey. So now Moa once more. Marath turns it back on the inside to Maile. And Tonga getting a good feel of the ball early on here. Now here is Tonauia once more. Still well outside the 22. Good charge by Finau Maka. And he got rid of a player who stayed down. I think it might have been Rugby, or was it Tapara? But he's not looking too flash. But he's gone back into the line now as Tonga continue to hammer away through Aleki Latui. Now here is Herhia, the big lock forward. Moa, well and truly contained. Well, they've certainly got a lot of the ball, but they haven't gone very far with it.
17 phases, though. As
Latui takes it into the setup. They're just probing away here, hoping something might happen. Now Moa. And it's a penalty. Well, maybe that was what they were waiting on. And Steve Walsh, the referee, has caught the French offside. Now here's Tonauia trying to stay away from the touchline. Cleverly done as they kept it on the in the field of play, and the battle scars there already. But it's going to be a shot at goal.
Very interesting start from Tonga. They got hold of the ball. 21 phases, can you believe it? They've retained possession for 21 phases. Yes, that was a direct hit, wasn't it? But they were absolutely consistent with what they were trying to do. They were taking that inside channel the whole time, a very direct approach.
Yep. Well, the player at the bottom,
to spread it wide, just
at the bottom of the last
channel.
Ruck Murray was this player who's been injured. He was the player fingered by Steve Walsh. On that occasion, Jean-Baptiste Poux, who has a big cut above his left eye. He might require a stitching. In fact, they're going to get him in the tunnel, which is quite a long way away. So a change early on for France. That'll be Barcella coming on in jersey 17 as a blood bin replacement.
Yes, it's a fair old hike, all right. He's got a good 2 minutes to get to the changing room. Then he's got to have the stitching done. In the meantime, Kurt Marath, who scored 31 points at this Rugby World Cup, has an opportunity. That's a beauty.
Well, you'd have to say he's one of the most consistent kickers in this competition. He's been outstanding at close range particularly. Well, what a message from Tonga to France. I think we might be going to see two different styles in this game today. I think the Tongans are going to have a very direct approach, which of course is the Tongan way, but...
Right, so the restart knocked down by her here, but tidied up. So Tonga back in possession. Just 7 minutes gone, penalty apiece, as Moa, not a very good kick, pretty much straight up there, and knocked back by, in fact, the referee saw a knock on in there.
One penalty apiece, very tight, probably a reflection of the game so far. They are a big, solid pack, the Tongan forward pack. Pretty interesting, isn't it, when they've got an advantage of 50 kgs over the French. It was a similar thing last night, actually. To see Samoa heavier than the French pack, than the South African pack, was quite extraordinary. So the island nations are getting bigger and stronger, and certainly fitter, and without doubt smarter.
Morgan Para, rather controversially, at number 10 for the second game in a row.
Move forward. Come forward. Thank you. Crouch.
And will they move the ball? The French, I'm figuring they will.
Went early. Tonga went early, so free kick, which is quickly taken by Lakafia, but not from the spot. And they'll have to do that again. Now the moment is lost, so really I think they'll go for another scrum.
You're going to give us number 8. Make sure he goes right behind the scrum. Patience, I won't let them go, okay?
Well,
come forward, Reds. Forward.
sometimes you wonder whether the referee should let them muscle it out a bit.
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
Well, went again. Now, he did take it from the right place, so off goes Lakafia. And France looking for quick ball for Yashvili. And they get it across, but the defence is there. Yashvili, and Para puts a little kick in. And flying after this is Vincent Clair, but nicely controlled by Hufanga. And off he goes on a searching run. Rougerie traces, but he wasn't quite quick enough. And it's outside the 22. Now, he can't kick it out directly here. And he hasn't tried to. And it's drifting away downfield and taken by Pelisson, who's playing in his first Rugby World Cup game. And a good searching run from the back from Maxime Meda. And they're in Tongan territory by 5 metres. Yashvili away for Para. And almost dropping it was Mermos from the pass made by Lakafia. And here is fullback Lilo for Tonga. And he's drifted this one into touch.
Pretty decent sort of a kick there. He had no angle to work with. Well, there's some clever little kicking going on from France. They're looking to play the game obviously inside Tongan territory. Showing a bit of speed here. Certainly running around the outside of the French packs and then straightening up.
Play on.
Eoni supposed to be very, very quick.
Injury to the skipper, female marker. He got a knock fair in the face on his attempt to make a tackle. He was the first up tackler, but the ball carrier made blew straight through, and it was in the bridge of the nose, so he's decidedly uncomfortable. Steve Welch doing the right thing here, trying to sort out this front row issue, because that was ugly, and we used up a lot of the clock trying to set that scrum. And I think Tonga will be quite happy with the way they defended there across the park, because they forced those kicks, and in the end France really got no profit out of them. So Marker coming to the sideline.
Yes, there's another blood bin. We saw the blood pouring from the nose, and so Tonga forced to make a temporary change here.
Got the elbow right on the nozzle.
So Sami Vahufalau to take over temporarily, one would imagine. In the meantime, Servat to throw. 3-all after 11 minutes. It was a wonky old throw, but they are going to get away with it. In fact, the thrower gets the ball back right on halfway as Yashvili hands it up for Pape. Now the replacement player, that's Barcella, on the field at the moment in a temporary capacity. Tongan's first up tackling good as Yashvili looks around to see what the options are. And it's going to be Para. This one coming down outside the 22. And the ball knocked back by the French. Now a charge and run across field by Pape. Now here's an opportunity out on the left wing side for Palisson. He'll be looking to make an impression in his first start in Rugby World Cup. And good interplay here by the French pack as Yashvili reaches in. Now Para away for Rouzerie. And the big centre, can he free it up? Oh, he's given it away to Vaha Folau. And the kick made by Moore, not a very good one. And it's fallen here for Maxime Mermos. And he hands it off to his fullback Meda. Good run here by Meda. And he's got support there too from Lakafia. And French on a bit of a roll here. Back it comes to Pape. And oh, that's been knocked on by Yashvili. And they were all over the place there.
Well, it's a long passage of play when they had possession though, France. And it'll take its toll. Lots of physicality. But they're moving it around. They're spreading the Tongans, searching for little gaps. That was a very poor kick. Handing back possession, I thought the Tongans should have kept it then. And what a lovely little break here by Mida. Strong, clever.
Well, if he's looking to try and cement his combinations, the French coach, Levermont, and he may be penciling in Mida, who's made a particularly strong start to this match. Both with a very accurate kick and a couple of really good ball carries.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Taniela gets it in, but it's a strong French scrum. But it's been snapped up the back by Moa somehow. And they might just get out of this. As the kick made by Lilo, he didn't make a lot of ground, that is for sure, but he got it safely into touch. But it was initially a powerful French scrum.
Well, fantastic French scrum. Have a look at this front row. Oh, what a magnificent scrum. In fact, they deserve to get possession back. You're right though, Grant, they got out of it, Tonga. Poor clearance, so in a way they didn't, because it's now French ball about what, 35 metres out.
Thierry Dusatois right at the back here in the number 6 jersey. Opposite him is Sami Vahufalau. 2 players in the blood bin, 1 from each side. And oh, that's a loose throw. It's been snapped up by Moa. Now the chase is on. And nicely done. Oh, beautifully done, in fact, by Palisson, who's making a big impression on that left wing side. And he's bought himself and his team plenty of time as the kick is made downfield. And cleverly trapped again by Meda. But now it's been snapped up, and having to clear it away was Morath. And a big powerful charge there by Lokatui, or Kalamafoni it was. Now here's Morath. Stepping his way through is Lilo. Fullback now, Marker. Away for Morath. Berhia. Taken in a good tackle, 5 metres on his own side of halfway. Tonga doing plenty with the ball, but finding the French defence hard to penetrate. Ioni kicks downfield and easily controlled by Yashvili, and the little halfback drills it off downfield. He won't find touch. Beautifully taken. in Aussie rules fashion. And a big charge by Palau. And it's been lost forward by the French, so Moa clears it away for Maraf. And ducking and diving was Piutau, but he was well controlled. And the referee was playing an advantage. He's going back for a Tongan penalty. Initially, I thought the ball had been lost forward, but in fact, it was a penalty offence.
Well, I wondered whether it was Bonaire way back in that ruck. He looked to me like he was slowing down the delivery of the Tongan ball.
Close, please, guys.
We shall see. So the line-out throw was wayward. It's almost as though it was a throw for Tonga, wasn't it? So just have a look at Bonaire.
Well, I think he's got the number 8 there. And that is Lakafia.
Sorry. Back to mate. Just around here. Thank you.
Just for using the hand and propelling it backwards towards the French side.
It was such a long phase of play advantage afterwards, Ian, that there were a couple of offences, I thought. I got the wrong one, obviously, but either way, Tonga deserving a penalty.
17 minutes gone already. And an opportunity here for Tonga to hit the lead after Yashvili kicked the early penalty for France. Maraf replied, and now here's the chance to get in front. Just swinging away. So the opportunity has gone, and it's 3-all. And just to bring you up to date with the pool, Pool A, France need at least 2 points from this match to be certain of progressing to the quarterfinals. So there is plenty at stake. Tonga has an outside chance, beautifully taken down by Kalamafoni. He's impressive, this guy. Big man in the blue headgear. And he's 5 metres on the French side of halfway. And they weren't releasing. And it is costing. This will probably be too far away. And the last man up is the little winger, Vincent Clair.
Kalamafoni. It's very much a direct approach, wasn't it? It was never going to be a sidestep.
Well, it must have been right at the end of the range for Kurt Marath, because he got one from that angle earlier on. Just look at this. The French chasers are going to get sick to death of doing this if they don't aim their kicks a bit better and stop picking out the big men. There's not too many small men to carry it back, by the way, but they are seriously good at this. Tonga running it back up.
No, it's their forte.
So a good throw down the back, and the ball lost forward. Not a good delivery, and Kisi Pulu had the ball spill in front of him. So disappointment from the Tongans' point of view. So France now can clear.
You'd have to say, though, that the Tongans are taking it to the French. Yes, these little mistakes might be crucial in the end. They're sharing possession, these two teams, at the moment.
Well, we've got the Bloodburn players have both come out of the tunnel together, actually, and we're going to see Jean-Baptiste Fuchs joining the fray initially. I'm not sure about Finau Marker. He's making his way around towards the end of the ground, still got a towel up to his nose, so just stemming the flow there under the eye. Messy.
There's a big difference too. A cut above the eye or around the eye doesn't hurt, but a broken nose is extremely painful and distracting when you're on the field. So Marker.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Get it in.
Yashvili to feed. It's not a very stable scrum, it has to be said. Lakafia takes it off the back. Yashvili. Now this one is going to fall into no man's land. Nobody claimed it, and it's there, and it's been snapped up in the end by Hufanga, and off it goes to Lilo. And Tonga back in possession, 5 out from the French 22. Here's Kalamafoni again.
Oh, beautiful place.
Moa away for Latui. Aleki Latui loves to run with the ball. Now Moa pops a little kick, and now was the onside? No. It looked a bit too good to be true, and it was.
It was a very clever kick, though. Muller, obviously premeditated. And the temptation, of course, is to pinch a little bit of land. And he certainly did that.
Missed it by about a metre.
He got the call from Dave Pearson over the far side. Steve Walsh had his back to that. It was almost magnificent from Taniela Mara, but a yard. Planned move. And the French, once again, not chasing a kick very well and being punished.
Oh, has that gone out? Yes, just. And Maxime Meda would have been very nervous. That kick very close to being kept in the field of play, but it will be French ball to a line out near the 22.
And they need a ball too. They need a ball in their hands. They need to get a feel of it, France. They've had two little forays. One was rewarded with a penalty, but they really haven't had enough of the play.
3-3 at the Wellington Regional Stadium. Penalty apiece. Servac throws. Taken down by Pape. And Tonga not engaging at all. They just said, OK, you come at us.
I think they were trying to milk a penalty there.
The French didn't quite know what to do. Now here is Pooks, who's had his time in the sin, but at least in the blood bin. Now Nale. Pooks is in there again, making up for lost time. Dukelkon takes it in. But Tonga, well, they're not really engaging in too many rucks. They're happy to make the tackle, then spread out. There's Para. Gets it off to Claire. And the right winger. Now Yashvili hands it off to Pape. Here is Servat. Back to Dukelkon. This is better from France. Para inside the 22. Now Dusatois. Yashvili works it back to the far side and straight through the gap. Here's a chance. Lakafia 6 or 7 metres away. Yashvili fighting his way is Mermos. Again Pape as Yashvili again for Para. Looking to have the line on. Flying at him was her here. Couldn't make the tackle. And Tonga, well, they were playing advantage. They came out of the line too quickly, and Steve Walsh will give the penalty pretty much out in front.
It was good rugby, though. Good attack by France, spreading the ball around. Good communication. And Tonga, well, I thought they did well in defence. Admittedly, they were up a little bit offside, but they spread out. They weren't really found wanting on the outside.
Number 3.
It all started from a line-out, and the Tongan forwards bailed.
Yeah, I know.
They were trying to milk a penalty. Of course, you can't drive with a player in front of the ball if you haven't got opposition.
I've also had one that I've played in.
That's what they were looking for.
Against you. You've really got to work hard to get back onside once they make a line break, okay? I can't continue with this man continuing to be offside. Right.
Well, the French decided to take a quick tap, but of course
they've done that before.
Might have got away with it last week, but not this week.
So Aleki Latui was the player at fault on that occasion, according to Steve Walsh, and saying it's happening way too often for that particular player. So this is a gift to get France back in front.
Dimitri Yashvili sneaks it in, kicks his second penalty goal, and France now leads 6-3.
So he's got battle scars on the cheek. Obviously a cut, and his nose was bleeding profusely before. Dusatois concentrating. Possessions favouring France now.
Morath goes downfield with a fairly long kick. Claimed by number 8, Lakafia. Now Yashvili. Dusatois, the skipper. Yashvili, oh, referee almost got on the road. And now here's Meda having to try and step his way out of trouble. So Yashvili. For Tara. That's clever. It was for up to a point anyway, but then the gap closed pretty quickly. And Yashvili. And bangs it off downfield.
And I would say that Tara looks very, very comfortable at number 10. It looks like a first line 8 to me. I know there's been a lot of talk, but I can't understand why. Personally, he's a very confident, self-assured player. Seems to read it very well.
It didn't look pure at all, did it, for France? From the restart, it doesn't seem to be that organised with that 9-10 combination just yet anyway. They weren't sure whether to kick it out, to run it out. The referee got slightly in the way. It was just a bit of a mess, and they put themselves under a spot of bother because of it.
Aleki Latui tipped by Lokatui, and good charging run by Maile, but they've lost it, and now here comes the counter-attack from the French, and they can be devastating as Vincent Clerc has rolled an extra couple of metres, a wild pass across field. And it's now picked up by Lilo and Tonga. And off goes Mara. Good pace. Just couldn't link up. 15 out from the 22. Marker hands it up to Latui. And they fight their way down towards the 22-metre line. As Ma'afu delivers the pass. A Frenchman is down. Here's the kick across field. Oh, it's a pretty good one. Here's the bounce. The bounce is good. And the try is scored by Hufanga.
What an outstanding try. Absolutely outstanding. Danny Alamara started it, broke the line, clean line break. Very quick ball and beautifully placed on a sixpence. And finished. Well, I look forward to watching this on replay.
Well, the player down, Grant Nisbet, was the left winger Palestine, and that may be why they caught a bit thin in defence out wide.
But Mara, outstanding. And then the kick, Marath set up a little bit, but the strength certainly inside the touchline.
Well, the man trying to cover out there was Julien Bonnier, the flanker.
He'll be disappointed, Grant, with that. He had the touchline as his friend. He's a pretty strong defender, and that was pretty average.
So, Sukanavalu Hufanga, who plays his rugby in France at Brive in his 3rd World Cup, gets a really big try to get this game going.
Well, there's a few happy Tongans around at the moment. And of course, for the Tongans, when you score a try compared to a couple of penalties, there's much more respect for the player. And appreciation, of course. It's the thrill of the try that counts.
So Morath from the touchline looking to bring it in. What a kick.
Well, they are delighted. Yes, Bonnier going too high, really. I mean, flanker on a winger with the touchline, as you said, Ian. Body position low, driving in with the shoulder. That was the way to go, not groping.
Well, that's the 9th try that France has conceded at this Rugby World Cup. So defensively, they have been fragile. As Tonga have it, 28 minutes gone in the match, 10 points to 6. Marath. Now, anybody lining up this? No, they're not. Look at that. It's fallen for Rougerie, and now Para. Somehow the French are going to come out of this looking pretty good. And an opportunity. Rougerie just a couple of metres away. Tonga in desperate defence. Marker lying all over the ball. That'll cost them, I think, as it's freed away into midfield. And the intercept, but they'll have to come back. And it was Fina Marker quite clearly.
Yep. If he doesn't get a card here, he's very lucky. That was quite cynical from the Tongan captain. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He did too. There's no doubt. The question was, though, Smithy, was that Ian, was that ball out? If the ball was out, he's entitled to dive on it.
Go back 30 seconds, though, and you have to say, France looked disorganised. Look at this. They're very lucky.
They were. Sometimes the bounce favours you, and it did that time. They looked very threatening. They looked like a try was imminent. Just dragged down Rougerie. Now, where is it? Oh, we missed.
Back to live action because France kicked it into the corner, and now they're going to try and maul their way over. Servat holding it in this good-looking maul. They look well organised. It's still with the hooker. Now they go to the line, and can they get it down? Steve Walsh saying not there yet.
Steve Walsh saying, where's the ball?
Now Pape, he has a go.
No way through there.
No, he's closed down. Another go at the line. Servat is now going to have another shot by the look of it. He is low, but not there yet. Yeah, or no penalty, I reckon. Yep, it's a penalty.
Well, a little bit tough because I thought he was entitled to place the ball. The question is, did he do it twice? Very hard to go through a wall of Tongans like that.
Well, they were a much better chance, weren't they, from the drive from the line out. The rolling maul was a lot more favourable, I think. The number 3 is the player that's got in the way there, the big Tongan. But did he make a double movement, Murray? That's the key. He stopped there, and is he crawling forward?
And I think he was, actually. I think the referee was correct. I mean, the first time when he went down, he had the ball tucked under his shoulder, and he was entitled to reach forward like he did, but a wall of body's hard to see, but it looked like he did it twice, didn't it?
Well, this is some battle. They've only ever met once before at Rugby World Cup, and that was in Pretoria in 1995. France on that occasion were handsome winners. They haven't played each other since 2005. Again, France were handsome winners in Toulouse. But in between all of that, in 1999, the Tongans had a famous win in Nuku'alofa. Here is Servat, and it's a real head-to-head here.
So he's down. He goes to place. Did he reach the line, or did he push again? Hard to see from here.
Well, Steve Walsh had the best view of all, and that's the way he called it. At the moment, there is a sea of red. Very, very apparent, and some very quiet pockets, and large ones too, of French supporters who are decidedly worried.
Well, there is a very big Tongan population here in Wellington. There is Servat. Right, so it's not over yet. Well, maybe it is. That's a knock on.
Sorry, Carlo, I thought. Remember?
Well, I think France needed to score then. Psychologically, they needed to score. That's what they wanted to do. They remember they took the penalty and kicked the touch. They wanted to score from that line out.
Okay.
Well, right from the start, they were behind. So Tonga, will they run it from here? I'm thinking they will. It seems to be working for them. Short side, perhaps. So the French endeavouring once again to put pressure on the Tongan scrum, which has been doing okay in this World Cup.
Just fantastic support for these two teams at this neutral venue. As Moa gets it in again.
Good scrum.
Ma'afu off the back. Now Moa. A fair bit of space for Moa. Now here's Lelor. And shepherded across towards the touchline, but it's there again for Taniela Moa. Off to Kalamafoni. And the big strong number 6 up to the 10 metres line. Really running hard at this French defence as Moa hands it off. Here's Kalamafoni again. Taken down by Pascal Pape as Moa delivers it up to Tona Uia. Oh, the Frenchman goes down. And it might have been Mermos who tried to make the tackle on Tonga Uia. Now Herhia takes it in. Play continues. Moraf gets it wide. Lelo. And against the French player, but nicely tidied up into the arms of Moraf. Taken down by Para in a good tackle. But the attack continues. Now Lelo, who's been dangerous from the back, slips the pass to the try scorer. Hufanga.
No, retaining possession. A loose kick before, they were lucky to get it back, but they've still got it.
Slow ball. Now Latui just breaking those initial tackles. That was on his opposite number, Servat. Moa gets it wide again. Good charge by Ma'afu. Midway to the goal line. And playing advantage. Offside. France under immense pressure here and not responding terribly well.
Well, they built the phases, Tonga. They held on to the ball 9 phases. And then I thought it was a little bit loose, the kick of Lilo's. It bounced, rebounded, they regathered, and they kept on the pressure. The penalty finally came. But they are breaking the line. They broke the line 3 or 4 times from close quarter play. You'd have to say their approach, that direct approach which their coaches were talking about before the game, is certainly being effective with the Frenchman. The suggestion was that the French are good at spreading, at fanning out, at drifting. But how good are they at stopping the direct line around Channel 1 from set play?
Well, they're not having a lot of fun in the scrum, Tonga, to be honest, the front rowers, but they are enjoying carrying the ball. And it was Tonga Uia and Aleki Latui there just smacking through first up tackles.
Landed a sideline conversion earlier on to Kurt Moraf, and he has nailed it. Another penalty goal, 13 points to 6, Tonga lead.
They are delighted, they are excited. The tempo is rising, another notch. And every time the Tongans threaten, it's going to get harder for the French.
So Para kicks off. Here, but it falls for Kalamafoni. Taniela Moa has been extremely influential. Lakafia waits. Met immediately by Hufanga. Bonaire hands it back for Yashvili. Now Mermos works it across to Para, playing really wide. Palisson, a bit of an aimless kick, really. I don't know what exactly he was trying to do here. It's going to cost him a lot of ground, though. So back they go. Now, what was that all about?
Well, it was aimless, but he had nothing. He had no room to move. He was hemmed in, I guess. He thought, put it on his left foot.
Well, no one's running direct. They're just going across the field, the French, at the moment. They need their big boys, though. I mean, Rougerie one of the biggest men out there. He's the kind of player they need to get hold of the ball and to make a direct run. To
straighten it up, you mean? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they might feel that the gap is on the outside, is to outflank them. But, of course, you have to draw the defenders to do that.
Yeah. It's absolutely dripping.
Right, so there's a problem, and it could well be...
It's the blood bin again for Pooks by the look of it, but this is a hugely important 3 minutes for Tonga. If they can carry a 7-point lead into the break, and that's what Finau Maka is saying to them, the number 7, who's got blood issues himself. Let's not give this advantage away. Not now. We've worked too hard for the first 37 minutes to do something silly.
He's a great leader, Fino Marco. I remember him from the last World Cup. One game in particular, Tonga versus Samoa. And the Tongan, his leadership was outstanding. The Tongans were just, to a man, united.
Touch.
So a very important 2.5 minutes until the break, as Moa feeds the scrum. Now Morath turns it back on the inside. Good tackle by Morgan Parra. And this has been turned over as Lakafia gets it away. And thumping tackle by Hufanga. And it was a beauty. Now the referee's not happy. What's that about?
Well, he lifted him off the ground, but really it was an outstanding tackle. Copybook, I thought. Down low, arms, everything.
It's a try scorer, unfortunately, and he may get a mandatory card for this.
But it was a good tackle. The only thing that went wrong was he lifted him. But really, he was trying to drive him backwards. I don't think it was intentional.
Penalty unless you think that it needs to be a bit more severe than that. Okay.
So he's talking to Carlo Damasco.
Dave, have you got anything more to add?
Yeah, I don't think it's a yellow card offence. Surely not.
Thank you. Where's number 11? Yeah.
Well, he fell on his back.
Yeah.
It's the perceived danger, but I can't believe it. I think a stern message not to look for play.
Okay, after consultation with both my assistants, the guys lifted him up and then he's driven him to the ground, okay, in the tackle. Yeah. I know you were going forward, it's a yellow card.
Well, the key words there are driven him to the ground. I mean, we know he lifted him. Did he intentionally drive him to the ground?
Well, he was trying to drive him forward, which is the objective of every player who tackles. I think
I suppose with all the consultation, they've pretty well got it right. Against the law to lift him.
Yeah, you've got to be careful.
Yep.
That's for sure. So can the French cash in now, just before half-time? Here is Mermos taking it into centre field.
Captain away!
Yashvili away for Servat. Ball loose, but Yashvili tidies up. Now Dukelkon, the other prop forward. Yashvili again. Just hammering away here in midfield, hoping something might give. Now Lakafia back to Para. Lakafia right on the 22 metres line. And the Tongans just love players coming straight at them. French have got to find a way around, you'd think, and this is an opportunity here for Mida. And the ball is up for grabbing, but not able to be controlled. French just trying to organise themselves in the last 30 seconds. Can they produce something? As Dukelkon hands it up. Stepping his way through is Mermos. Now Yashvili, short. Inside the 22 with Pooks. Dusatoir takes an extra roll. Now, chance on the left with a Pape. Good defence on him as well. As we count down to 40 minutes. And next time, it will be half-time. Jumping in and making the tackle, going a little bit high on the prop. As France through Rougerie. There again for Yashvili. Tremendous defence here by 14-man Tonga.
15 phases.
Now they go wide and knocked on. That's the opportunity gone. Referee will play at advantage, but there is none, and that is half-time. And Tonga survive with the 14 men for the last couple of minutes, and they lead here at half-time by 13-6.
Well, it's been a battle. And blood has been spilt both ways. But Tonga have really taken it to France. They hold an edge, certainly psychologically, and a little bit on the scoreboard. France bouncing back in those last few minutes after a Tongan player was sent from the field. Well, it's excitement city. There is no doubt.
So the players head to the dressing room at half-time here in Wellington. Tonga 13, France 6. Well, it's a party atmosphere at the Wellington Regional Stadium. It's a little bit like it is in February for the international sevens, but there's a bit more at stake in this game.
Yes, mais oui. Il est beaucoup le français ici. Well, there is a party atmosphere in the Riviera of the South Pacific, and it does feel like the sevens to me. And last night in town was hectic. Tonight will be magnificent, I'm sure. What will the result be of this game? Very much in the balance at the moment.
Well, the Tongans, they have the lead, but to make it through to the next round, they need to score 4 tries, and they need to beat France by more than 7 points. So those are the two things that need to happen for Tonga to keep going in this tournament. The final match in this pool, Canada against the All Blacks tomorrow, as Steve Walsh signals time on, and Kurt Marath gets the second half underway. And France have made a mess of it already, and it's been grabbed by Tonahuia, and Tonga in great position early on as the charge is made by Letui. Well, France made some shocking errors in the first half, and they haven't done very well early in the second either, as Tonga take the direct route up the centre. Now moving it on. Here's a good charging run by Piutau, Siali Piutau, as they stay with Tonahuia, the loose head prop. They're only 6 or 7 metres away here, and a charge by a new man on the park for Tonga in
That's Olika.
Olika. Yep. Polani Olika, okay, and penalty. So it's not getting any better for France.
Well, it's not. In fact, they failed to take the kickoff. Just imagine after the team talk at half-time. They failed to take the kickoff. Well,
Helani Olika, of course, who's played as rugby down south for the Highlanders, is a terrific ball-carrying prop they've brought on in number 18. They've still got Alisona Taumalolo. Well, we know how dangerous he is with ball in hand. They've got quality off their bench, Tonga. They've got a 5-2 split in terms of forwards and backs. Big men.
Well, this is the restart.
I can't believe this, because this was standard stuff, wasn't it? And it was actually knocked forward into the Tongan hands. Well, that was exactly what you don't want to do. Give the ball to a team who already have the tails in their ear. And they're going to take the penalty. If they kick it, it puts them 10 points ahead. And the stats are they require another 3 tries. So after this kick, they'll be tapping them, I'd say. Tapping them and giving them to the runners, because they seem to be doing the damage. And the French are battling to hold this Tongan side.
Savaha Falau is also out there in jersey 20 for the skipper.
And just dragged that one. So that was an important kick. And it remains 13 points to 6. Don't forget, it's still a 14-man Tongan team.
Although 2.5 minutes are gone, there must be only about
5 to go, one would think.
So France, how are they going to win the ball? Because that's what they need. They need the ball in their hands. The last thing they want is give it back to the Tongans. And the Tongans, well, they love the ball.
So Morgan Parra taking forever to get this restart going. Tonga won't mind that with only 14 players. Fielded by Lelo. Now the kick. And waiting for this is Parra. And off it goes to Mida, who's looked pretty good at fullback. Played on the wing against the All Blacks. Off it goes to Mermos. And France in possession on their own 10-metre line, but they've turned the ball over. And now Tonga on the counter-attack. Stepping is Maile, and a good run by Moa. Carried on by her here. And Tonga have been hard to hold as they get it wide. Now to Ioni. Right on the 22-metre line. And it's 14-man Tonga as France have a crack at the ball. Morath out into centre field for Tonauia. And this is up, and France trying to wrestle it clear. But Tani Alamoa has it again. Morath once more. Oh no, stepping through is a Piutau. And the ball lost forward.
Well, Piutau, that was a classic line break. Absolutely no room to move, but great footwork. Look at the despondency in the coach's box.
Stop.
Well, it was Vaha Falau who got the initial steal from the French ball carrier, and that's something France can ill afford to do, give it away. They need it with 15 on 14, and then it was Vaha Falau, unfortunately, who spilled it from that in-pass.
Well, we saw one attempt at a counter-ruck from France. I think they need to do a lot more of that. There needs to be a real desperation if they're going to get some sort of ascendancy in this game, because at the moment they've got none. The edge is with the boys in red.
Time off. The blood is seeping again. We need this.
Got problems again with Jean-Baptiste Fuchs.
Yeah. Sideline.
Happened very early in the game, and they just haven't quite been able to stem the flood.
This Tongan forward pack. No, it's not just the forward pack, actually, it's the team. They have resumed like they played in the first half, and resumed the second half. Same attitude, same tactic, not moving it too far, just directly attacking that French defensive line.
So Luc Ducalcon goes back onto the field. So 2.5 minutes until Suka Nadalu Hufanga comes back onto the field.
Engage.
French scrum.
Number one collapsing.
And he's got
Number one collapsing.
Soani Tonahuia for collapsing across on the loose head side of the scrum.
You know, I was listening to Phil Kearns talk last night, and he said no prop ever willfully collapses a scrum.
Oh, that's a poor kick. That hasn't gone out. Lelo is going to bring it back for Tonga, and the big man is running strongly over halfway. That was a great carry. Quickly there is Moa. Now Lutui, over the top he goes. Now Moa, as they stay blindside with Tonahuia. And it's held up off the ground here, which will result in a turnover if Tonga can't free it, but they managed to do so. Now Lutui running straight at Pape.
Pape did very well, but I think Tonga have still got it.
Just keeping it tight here with 14 men. As time ticks by for Hufanga to come back on. As Moa, again Lutui, he's carried it a lot, has Aleki Lutui. Now here's a good charge up the middle from Orlika, who loves to run with the ball. So does Moa. And nicely controlled by Medar. And down he goes. He's inside his own 22. And he's turned nicely and has made the ball available for Yashvili.
He's a pretty cool customer, Yashvili.
Yashvili's not happy to kick on his right boot, so he'll give it to somebody else. And it's going to be Morgan Parra to make the clearance, which won't go into touch. And so Tonga from the back again through Lelo, who's been really impressive running it up. But this time he's a weighted kick, which is not weighted well enough. And it's been claimed by Pelisson. And he in turn hands it off to Nele and the French. And they hack it into touch, which is a bit of an anticlimax, really.
Well, it is, but they are inside Tongan territory, and it's the first time in 7 minutes. First time in the second half they've been inside Tongan territory. Remember, Tonga playing with one man down, although he must be due to come back on.
Well, I'm making 2 changes, well, 1 re-entry to the field, so he's going to come back on now. And also they're going to get Taumalolo in 17 on for number 1, Tonga Uhuia. So just a little nudge through there, but they should have kicked it out first time round, and they can't believe it in there that they're squandering good possession.
Taumalola is a try scorer. They need tries. He's more mobile, but I'm not sure the scrum will be as good.
Well, he was the man who scored against the All Blacks, Sona Taumalolo.
The French already have a little bit of a sentence in the scrum. It'll be interesting.
Latui dragged down by Lokatui, and Tonga in possession. 8 minutes gone, second half. Moa now waiting under this is Pelisson, and he was comfortable and tried to step away, slipped the pass to Lakafia, and the big number 8 forward just near his own 10 metres line. Yashvili going back after this is Ma'afu. Happy to take them on too is Viliami Ma'afu. Plays his rugby in Japan these days, as Moa clears it off to Morath. Not sure what to do, so went to the boot. Para. Off now to Medard, running strongly from the back. He really has played well. Here's a chance for the French. A real opportunity. Para slipped the pass, and the ball's been knocked down. Or has it been knocked on? And in fact, it's a penalty further back. Now, there's a player on the ground.
There's a flag out. They've just got back to 15 players. They're going to lose another one here, Tonga.
Are you flagging about number 17 taking him out? We'll talk. Just hold there. Time off.
So Taumalolo is number 17.
After the pass. Shoulder charge after the pass. Chip through, so it's options. Okay. Penalty. Yes. Yeah.
Well, surely they can't get him for the timing. It's only the technique. I mean, it was almost at the point of release of the ball.
I'll explain my decision. Going with the shoulder charge, okay, to make sure he can't follow up. Yeah. Okay. Penalty here.
Well, he would have been nervous, Sona Taumalolo.
Well, I can see how polite he was being to the referee, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help to be polite to them after the event.
Sorry, also need pass to the side, so penalty back here.
It does depend on the attitude of the referee to these things. And sometimes I wonder whether there's overreaction. There was certainly one last night when Williams was sent off the field.
Yashvili, just have a look at the roll. That was the tackle there, and it was probably the right shoulder. But also, the key moment also came a bit after this with the most influential man on the park tonight so far, Taniela Moa. He was the one that broke up that French move when they had numbers to spare. He's had a cracker, the Tongan number 9.
So here's Yashvili, his most difficult kick tonight so far, and it is a good kick indeed. A third penalty goal for Yashvili. 13 points to 9. 10 minutes gone.
Yes, the water is calm in troubled seas. Yashvili, very cool, calm and collected. He just slotted that goal, and that's exactly what France needed.
Well, they need power off the bench, and they've gone for it too. Sasuski in 16, very experienced player, and Aranordiki too in 19. And that's for Savat and also Lakafia.
Give them more mobility too, Ian.
Well, you've just asked to come onto the field about 130 test caps. Some real depth on the bench. As Tonga turned the ball over immediately. And here's a real opportunity. Vaha Falau, only 5 metres away. And it's a penalty against Szarzewski, so he's been penalised after 30 seconds on the park. Here's Tonga, Moa, and there's an early tackle there as well. So he'll go back to the original infringement.
Well, they want to try. They've still got a 4-point advantage.
Holik is the player in the foreground with a problem, and it may well be a hip problem, but he's also the ball carrier. Now, he's had 4 or 5 carries in 10 minutes, more than most props have in a season.
Well, we saw during the Super Rugby season, didn't we, at the Highlanders and with Otago, that he loves to get the ball in hand. And again, France were pretty average. The ball carrier at least took it, but it was turned over almost immediately. And Orlika made that strong run. So Tonga have opted for the line-out. They know they need tries, and they're going to give it a go. Now, Vahabalau in the 20. 6 or 7 metres away.
And the French have wrapped it up, I think. Good play, France. Ball and all, now they're going to turn it over. They were competitive at the line-out.
And the clearing kick
is out.
Is into touch from the boot of Maxine Meda.
So they couldn't secure it in tidy fashion, and the French were all over the player when he hit the deck. Oh, isn't that interesting? It is shared, apart from minutes in the opposite 22, and that favours France by a minute. 6-5, that's all.
Fino Marker can only look on from the sideline now. The injured skipper, as Aleki Latui throws. Much better line out on this occasion. Tamalolo hands it on, it's knocked on by her here, and it'll be a French scrum.
Well, one thing about Polynesian players, they have good ball skills, generally speaking. And that was an error. So France, with their dominant scrum, have a huge short side with 2 players on that side and 3, 4 open. I would say the easiest route would have to be the short side. Tonga with 1 defender only.
Yashvili. Aeronautica now running off the back of the scrum. Vast experience in this man as he ploughs his way up to the 10 metres line. Now Dusatois. Looking much better with the ball in hand as it comes to Yashvili. On now for Bonaire. And herding him towards the touchline as well. Snapped up by Yashvili. Now Leonard Nale. Yashvili for Para. Looking to create an overlap. Mermos finds himself in a big gap. Goes back on the inside, a loose pass. He went the wrong way. And now Tonga have a chance as they bring it under control, and the race is on. Getting back for this is Vincent Clair, but there are plenty of red jerseys there.
Oh, Clair did well, very well.
He held on long enough, and France have got players back behind the ball. Now Yashvili pops a little kick in behind, clever, but it's been taken on the charge. Although he didn't quite get a hold of it in the finish by Hufanga, and he knocked it on. But it was a clever kick from inside his own 22 by Dimitri Yashvili.
Beautiful break here. He sliced through. He needed support. I thought maybe on the outside, although had the ball been caught by Vincent Clair. And the Sonny Bill Williams pass off the outside of the hand, the kick ahead. Now there was real pressure on Clair here. He did well though. He held them up 4 players, 4 Tongan players, until he got 2 men in support, and they retained possession. Could be a key moment.
Well, the key there was staying on his feet. If he'd gone to ground, he was in real trouble. 15 minutes into the second half, Tonga still lead. Good French scrum. Now Yashvili across to Para, Rougerie. Oh, that's a loose pass again, and having to snap it up was Palisson. It's still loose, it's still there. Bonaire going back, and he's done extremely well as Julien Bonaire. And France are going to dodge one here, and they'll clear it for touch. Yashvili again, not confident, kicking on his right boot, has to send it to Para, and his kick is not out and taken by Lilo. Here comes the fullback. Great tackle, Palisson.
Oh, good defence, very good defence.
And he's thrown it quickly, and play continues. The France have hacked the ball away downfield. Hupunga, try scorer for Tonga. In fact, the only try scorer in the game. He's going to try and run around the outside. Just on the French side of halfway. And Tonga are going to get this. Aleki Latui plays halfback, gets it off to Tamalolo. Thrown away by Lokatui. Oh, that's close to being forward, but now here's a Moore away from Ma'afu. And it's there again for Tanialamoa. And Morath goes for the flat kick. It worked in the first half, and Rougerie misread that badly, and I don't know who touched it last. I suspect the Frenchman did. If so, it's a knock-on.
He looked like he touched it, but yes.
Yep, that's what he's going to rule.
Well, that was a beautiful pass, I thought. I don't think it was forward. I was in line with that. They never quite made what they could have from that. And this, I think, was optimistic because Rougerie was there waiting, and he's a tall man.
Tonga are making a change here. Joe Tui now, of course, the Southland boy, 1-19 for Hehia.
And the tallest man in the Tongan squad at 2 metres 02.
Let's go. Let's go. Here's your mark. Come back on.
Well, this is a classic scrap, this one. 17 minutes into the second half. 13 points to 9.
Yeah, it's sort of like last night's game, Samoa against South Africa.
Touch.
A real contest.
Pause. Engage.
Moa. Vahapalau playing in the back of the scrum. Now Morath handles it well. Stepping his way through is Ma'ile. And the ball lost forward. 2 players reaching up for it. One of them was Kalamafoni. And I think Joe Tuna was there as well. Between the two of them, they've lost it forward, and we have an injury break.
Perhaps a little bit of over-eagerness. They're certainly keen to get their hands on the ball, aren't they, these Tongan players? And the French seem to me to be barring up.
And it looks like Livremont is calling on everybody possible.
Well, 21 for 13, so the man that's getting the attention, he's going to go anyway. That's Rougerie, who's had a pretty unhappy night, actually, just highlighted by that last pass he tried to throw, and then, of course, knocking the ball on from the kick through. The other player may be a wee bit more influential. Esteban is coming on at centre, but Francois Tranduc in 20, player we thought might come on at half-time, is out there for Para, who's had a pretty average game.
Well, all the replacements possible. Good to see Jock Hobbs in the audience again tonight.
And his wife sitting next to him. Fantastic.
Nicky, yep.
They both live here in Wellington. What a wonderful presentation we saw the other night.
Yep, very emotional.
This fabulous moment. Moving moment, actually, when Jock Hobbs awarded a 100 Test match cap to Richie McCaw.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
18 minutes gone, second half. Tonga ahead by 4. And, oh dear. A smack into Kalamafoni, and that hurt. Well, it ought to have hurt. Slowly up. Yashvili. Bit of a catch-weight contest, that one.
Well, Kalamafoni, Murray, outstanding here. Man in the headgear.
You'd have to say it was quite high, but what you're saying is he clearly wrapped his arms around him, dragged him to the deck, and then body position seeking the ball.
Well, they're in good heart. The Tongan supporters are. I'm not quite sure the French supporters will be enjoying this quite so much.
I think they're stunned. The French were in the first half. The French players were. The spectators are now. Although I feel a little bit of a revival from France.
Well,
am I imagining it?
Well, yeah, maybe. Playing a lot of rugby in their own half. You know, the French are pretty good at selecting former players as their coaches. Daniel Dubrocker in 91, Pierre Bavizier in 95. This is World Cup I'm talking about, and now Livremont.
All good rugby players and pretty good coaches too. I'm not sure about Livremont. He's been battling.
Well, he's out after the World Cup, isn't he? He's replaced.
Well, he won't want to go out like this. He'll be wanting this French team to rear up.
Here's the kick from Marath, and he's missed again. So a second opportunity in the second half. There's Philippe Saint-Andre taking over as the national coach.
Well, a man of vast experience and success too, I will say, with a number of teams.
Big man in Alapati Whakawhāhi in 22, and that's for Andrew Maile.
Right, play restarts. Ball taken by Viliami Ioni, the youngest, the shortest, and the lightest player in the team. Taken on by Taumalolo, right on the 10-metre line in French territory is Taniela Moa. Now off it goes, straight break here by Piutau. Can he draw and pass off to Ioni? And he's still got it, a couple of metres short of the 5-metre mark. Clean break by Siali Piutau. Now, can Tonga cash in on this as we enter the last quarter of the game? Taumalolo. They can be pretty hard to stop, as the All Blacks found inside that 5-metre mark. Latui, he has a go. There's some big bodies to shift, mind you. France have had to defend stoutly on occasions. Taumalolo, he's got it again. He's the man to keep an eye on.
He's got a nose for the try line, there's no doubt.
He's a big try scorer. Now, Kalamafoni makes some ground. Inside the 5-metre mark.
Great work.
Working it out into centre field. And another drive towards the line. Ball is loose. And dropped down. Was it knocked on? That's the question. Yes, it was. So trying to go wide has not quite worked for Tonga on this occasion. Boy, another try now, and France are in big trouble.
Well, this is
Now, look at
Piutau,
this
isn't
break here. Absolutely outstanding, but there should have been a try here. They tried to get it to their wheeler. Ioni. They couldn't quite finish off.
Just wonder whether the pass should have gone just inside to Whakawhāhi. Even though he had a man on him, he's such a huge unit. It'll take some stopping.
Yeah, he did have a man right behind him though, Ian, didn't he? That was, I thought that too, and maybe that's why he threw it to the winger on the outside. Look at that.
Well, he's had a busy old night, Aleki Latui. Made his debut for Tonga back in 1999. That's a long time ago.
It is indeed. Well, he's not short of enthusiasm, that's for sure. 12 years as an international and still running around like this. Fantastic. For a hooker, for a tight forward too. Now, Tonga, if they're going to stay in this competition, they need 3 more tries. They've got 17 minutes. They're hot on attack.
Yes, France can lose and stay in, but it's hardly the sort of form to take it to the quarterfinals. Off the back goes Aaron Adorke, and a good strong challenge. France using the forwards to run this one out. They're getting a bit close to the touchline. Oh dear, that's fundamental.
But they did well though. It was from a scrum situation. They took, what, 25 metres deep inside their own territory. I think they'd be quite comfortable with that. They've also won a couple of lineouts on the Tongan throw too. So they'd back themselves, I would think, here in this area.
Well, Tonga gone for a short line out here, which means they've got a number of big units in midfield if they win it successfully.
And they do go for Tuno. Now Maraf. And Tonga right in centre field as Moa delivers the pass. Oh, that's close. Well, I suppose consistency has to reign here, and if so, there'll be a Frenchman going to the bin.
He's gone up, got the horizontal, yellow card.
Well, that's the trouble. He started something and he's got to follow through with it. And these sorts of things definitely affect the game. There is no doubt, and I often wonder whether referees appreciate that. But I had the feeling that as he lifted him, he realised he was doing the wrong thing and he tried to pull out. But of course, it was too late.
Well, it's Joe Tuno. Himself is a pretty big man, but Murray, in any ruling, you just want consistency, don't you? That's all you can ask for, and that's been consistent.
Yes, he's a very big man, but that's, well, in fact, that's worse than the first offence, isn't it? Too high and too low, and a double tackle. That's about like the O'Driscoll tackle.
Well, this
So
is
Fabrice.
a big moment, this.
Yep, it is.
Well, he's missed 2, hasn't he, from handy range. He needs this one badly. And Tonga deserve for him to have it because they've played all the rugby in the second half.
And he's got it.
Well, I think that young lady on the sideline knew the sort of situation we were in. She had 3 fingers up, and I'm sure she was saying there's 3 tries we need. She was dressed in red.
18 for 4 for France. Julien Pierre, can he motivate them off the bench for Pascal Papa?
So, about 13.5 minutes left. And for 10 of those, France will be playing with 14 men. Here is Kalamafoni, one of the standout players in this game. Taniela Moa. Now, waiting for this is the left winger, Talisson. Meda away for Aaron Adorke. And this good strong run. And he gets hit hard in the air, but he did well to stay in the field of play. Now, France flying up in defence. Mermos. Now, Yash Vili.
Hunting him down. Tolomalola.
They're going 1s and 2s, the French, and sitting ducks. Now a kick by Tranduk. And drifting across, hoping it might get to the goal line, is Lelo, but it won't do so. And he's hooked this into touch. So 16 points to 9.
Well, this is a great run. Aaron Adorke I don't understand why he wasn't on the field earlier. He's been very strong and physical, which you need to be, of course, when you're playing a team with their tails in the air.
Minutes remaining as lose the ball forward, and that was Pierre who did that. Now break out from the back. Oh, and losing it was Inui, and a real opportunity that opened up, and now there's a player down, Piutau, I think, and maybe Cramp. Well, they won't stop play for that. Siali Piutau.
Well, Iongi had visions of being very famous there, didn't he, for a second? He had his eye on the try line, and that was a golden opportunity again for Tonga to break out against the 14-man side.
Tony Alamoa has been a standout player tonight. Now they are holding play up here. There's been some heroic performances.
Well, he's been great, I think. And Kalamafoni also, both of them. But Piutau has broken the line twice, I think. So there's so many players from Tonga who have excelled. Not too many from France.
So we're ticking down to just over 10 minutes remaining. Remember, France still have a man in the bin and will do for at least another 5 minutes in the form of Estebanez. So their options attacking out wide are limited somewhat because Estebanez is a back. And a free kick. Well, it's not happening for France, that is for sure. It seems unlikely that Tonga will get the 3 further tries they need to push on in this competition. But France, well, they're not going to take much form into the quarterfinals, are they?
No, they're not. They're certainly not. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that with 10 minutes going, they are running out of time, aren't they? But they certainly look like they are dominant enough to score tries.
So Morath decides to bang this one high, and it's not controlled. And here's an opportunity, and away goes Ma'afu. Rolls the pass across. Here's the try scorer, Hufanga. Now snapped up by Piutau, offside against the French, so they're in further trouble as Tonga hammer away here, only 10 metres away. There is a player down, but they'll carry on. Aaron Adoke gets it in the road, but now it goes to Lokatui. Now drop kick from Morath. Off the posts, still there, and it's fallen for Yashvili, but it's offside. Offside right in front of the goalposts. And boy, are we heading for an upset here.
Well, we are indeed. I mean, he took the drop kick because he was already given the penalty. And it was for offside. And I think it was pretty fair too. But this 3 points will take them out to 10. It'll be hard for the French to get back.
Well, they're just not playing well enough, Murray, to get back. They don't deserve to be back at the moment. The one opportunity they had in the second half with field position, Trunduk kicked the ball away into the corner. And Lelo was able to clear. Here, how often has this happened? Experienced players not being able to get and secure the ball in the air for France tonight. That's been awful, and this is a very good run from the initial try scorer, who's had an eventful night, Hufanga. But they've given up on the 3 tries, but if they don't make it through Tonga, this isn't a bad second prize, is it?
Boy, it certainly isn't.
Have they given up on the 3 tries?
Well, they're taking the 3 here, 3 points, so you have to assume that as Morath kicks them to a 19-9 lead. And we're talking here about the 13th ranked Tonga against the 5th ranked France, who were 4th actually coming into this tournament in IRB World Rankings. We thought we saw an upset at Eden Park a week or two back, but boy, I think this would beat it. And Tuino has grabbed this. All the 50-50 balls are going with Tonga.
Well, that was beautifully done.
21 on this boat. Grant, sorry, that's Tamasi Pala. I'm getting excited.
7 minutes remaining, and Tuino takes it on.
Yes, they're not going to be stopped now, the Tongans. You can sense it.
Kalamafoni, what a game from the big number 6. Now Latui, and they work it away. Chance here. Ma'afu strides away. Now, can they run it in? They must run it in. They are going to run it in. Surely, couple of metres out. Oh, the ball's been lost. It went down, but the referee's waved it on. So Tonga still with an opportunity as Lokatui. Now, a charge at the line by Taumalolo. Another crack at the line by Orlika. Ball is up and... Oh, he wants to have a look, Steve Walsh. He's right there.
Well, they just can't finish, Tonga. They've made a couple of line breaks and they should have scored 2 tries. They failed to finish both those 2 occasions. This was one.
I'm playing advantage here, got nothing to add down there. Matt.
I think in the replay you'll see Mahafu making a beautiful break. So there it is, the goal line. And there is the ball up off the air.
We try, no try.
That's correct.
I think he might be going to play a penalty advantage anyway, by the sound of it. There's no try certainly there, but how do they not score, Tonga? How do they not score from that?
Well, Ma'afu, clean break, one pass to make, and the player he fed it to didn't have the gas.
Here, okay? It's a penalty.
Sami Vahafalau, I think it was. Now, this clearly hasn't got over the line.
Stephen, no try.
Thank you.
So Matt Goddard has reported no try.
Playing advantage for offside. Was it number 17? 7. Okay.
So 6 minutes left. You just have to go for the try. I thought they should have a little bit earlier. There's no point kicking a penalty now.
Now, Murray, I think we're going to have to try and put this in perspective. If Tonga win this game, this is one of the great upsets in Rugby World Cup history. Right up there with Samoa in 1991 against Wales.
Wales, yes. Look at the break here. Through the centre, he's got 2 men. In fact, he had one on the other side too. And I don't think it should have been... He should have gone for the cut. He should have fed to the supporting player outside. But anyway, it all finished up on the goal line. A desperate attempt to get over. Certainly didn't ground the ball, although he's claiming it.
Alani Olika.
Well, you're dead right, Grant, because Tonga won't win this Rugby World Cup. It looks like they can't in numbers on the points table. But whoever wins it, this will be one match that is remembered in rugby history. What a great fillip for Island rugby.
Well, we saw last night Samoa taking on the might of the Springboks and going within a hair's breadth of winning that game. Now Tonga tonight over a team that came here ranked 4th in the world. Marath. Just away.
Well, you're absolutely correct, Grant, and contrasting styles too.
Here's our man of the match, and really it could have gone to any number of players, but Sione Kalamafoni has been absolutely outstanding. The man who plays for Nottingham.
And we'll make sure that whoever's going to go off.
So 2 more players going on for France. Estebanez goes back. He's out of the bin, and too late it seems for Amon in 22 for Palisson. We'll have a debut in World Cup rugby that he'll want to forget but won't.
4 minutes remaining in the game, and Tonga bring it back. Counter-rucking, and now the ball hacked away downfield, and Tonga are going to have to scramble back here, and it's going to stop just short of the line, and they're in trouble, and France are going to drive them back for a 5-metre scrum. Well, is there another twist in this game?
Well, there's 5 minutes left, so there's certainly time. Yes, well, Samoa last night, they moved the ball against South Africa, and they did it very, very effectively. Tonight, Tonga have been so emphatic the way they've played this game. They've taken it to France, but the direct route. So often, that first channel outside set play, but certainly not trying to spread it wide like Samoa last night, playing a different type of game, playing a game where they thought they could beat France. They thought they were weak going through the centre, that they were very good at fanning out. And it's proved successful, actually.
So, Yashvili, France have not been in this position at all in the second half. Aeronautiki holds in the back. They're going to try and shovel Tonga back over the line. You don't see it happen very often these days. And it'll be a reset, and that'll take an extra 30 seconds, no doubt. Well, if they want to score twice here, France, they've got to clear the ball.
Yes, I'd say spread it to your wings. Try, what are they, a 5-metre? Well, they've got a great position too, so close to the centre of the field. You would think they'd have the ability and the rhythm in their backs to score a try from here quickly.
Can't believe this is taking so much time.
Penalty.
Got to score twice, France.
One try in the game as Yashvili.
Touch. Pause. Again.
Again, Aeronautiki hangs on. Tonga holding, but only just. And they're going to start again. Well, that'll be another 30 seconds. Tonga won't mind this at all.
Well, they're fired up. You can hear them. It's more than just grunting and groaning.
Well, I'm sitting in between the two benches. The Tongans are all on their feet. The fans are just hanging over all the railings. The French can't understand what's going on. And to my left, the French bench, absolutely disconsolate. It's almost like they're reading tomorrow's papers.
1 minute. France can't win from here.
Touch. Pause. Again.
And they'll try it again. Well, you do have to question the tactics. 3 minutes ago, France could have got the ball wide and maybe scored. They love it. They just love it. Sona Tamalolo.
Well, it's the warrior that returns, there's no doubt. This is the moment when you see...
They believe they've won, Murray.
Well, they have won.
Yeah, they're up here on the bench. It's this unbelievable, unprecedented scenes here.
So, Yashvili tries again. Aeronautiki tries again. Now he goes. Can't quite get there. Tonga piling into this, hoping they can turn it over. And he's got advantage here for France. So it'll be a penalty.
Leave it! Leave it!
Well, they can't just kick a penalty, can they? They have to go for the try. So every second they wait, makes it harder.
Well, they go for a scrum. If they get, of course, they'll get a bonus point if they get within 7. Logically, they just go for a scrum, don't they?
Look at Soma Tamalolo. Come on, give us another scrum.
Give us another go, he say.
Yeah, they are celebrating already. This is staggering.
How'd you like to be the French front row?
Have you ever seen 3 guys with a scrum under pressure this happy?
They're loving it. This is like bread and butter. Steak, eggs and chips.
Right, yes, really, they are going to clear it away. See if they can produce a try out of this. Mermos, and maybe they have.
I'll tell you what, that's
Cross
what
in the far corner, Vincent Clair.
You sure?
He's going to ward. No, he's going to have a look. He's going to have a look. Carlo Damasco wasn't quite sure. And so...
Well, I think they look like they've scored a try. That expression looks fairly obvious to me. Well, that's what they should have done a lot earlier, isn't it?
Exactly. 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes ago. They had to back themselves, and that's quite clearly a try.
Yep, absolutely.
Try.
So the try has been awarded to Vincent Clair, the right winger. So France finished with a try. It's taken them about 82 minutes to score one. And it's going to be the conversion, which won't mean very much at all. France will get a bonus point out of this game, and the conversion is wide. But we have seen one of the great upsets in Rugby World Cup history. Tonga has beaten France.
Well, it's been a wonderful game of rugby to be part of tonight. We saw emotion throughout this game, but we saw a very, very physical approach from this Tongan team, and in the end, it paid the dues. It laid the foundation. It put the French on the back foot. The French, well, they stuttered, they stammered, they had their moments, but they never looked convincing throughout the 80 minutes. And in the end, it finished with a fearsome battle underneath the goalpost at scrum time, where the Tongan front row just asked for it, invited more scrums, and they deserved their victory.
Well, without any doubt, the greatest day in Tongan rugby history. And there it is, 19-14 over the might of France. Just the one try scored by the Tongans, but they were far worth more than that. 4 penalties and a conversion by Kurt Morath, and a late try by Vincent Clair for France. Yashvili 3 penalties, but what an upset. Certainly the biggest upset of this Rugby World Cup, arguably one of the greatest upsets in the history, dating back to 1987.
Well, the Tongan players have big smiles. They will sleep well tonight and feel great tomorrow morning. I'm not sure about the crowd. I'm not sure how good they'll feel tomorrow morning, but certainly the players, the moment they won't open their eyes, the first thing they'll think about is the feeling that they have right now. That great feeling of satisfaction of achievement.
Well, this is just amazing. They will bow out of the World Cup, losing to Canada and the All Blacks, beating Japan, but from their point of view, most importantly, beating France. One of the genuine heavyweights in world rugby have had their colours lowered tonight by the little island nation called Tonga. And what an incredible result.
Well, Fino Maka, what a moment in Tongan rugby history. What are you feeling right now?
Ngai taki lotu kotoa I Tonga, ma pefo ki New Zealand ka toa. Pe atfo famalo ki kakai fonua, ka pefo ki Tonga kotoa yeni I New Zealand. Malo pita popo mo lotu, mo fai me tek ma tolu, ma ofa. oku koe ngataanga e mau whatongia oku makore whamore at pe kapone ha mauanga pe ka mau ne ke tau pa mo whakaamu mo whamore ang mau tol pe ko io pe na ko ahoni ne ke mau ko mau inga pe ke mau malo ke inga pe ke ka ha pulu Tonga malo bito be yes Billy, thank you. Today was just about to win the game and I'm really happy that the boys finally came out and put out a complete performance.
You're going to have a great celebration. You deserve it. You've got a medal to go and get. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, and Ovatika Tonga Kotoa, mahalo.
So still 5 matches remaining in this huge weekend from the Rugby World Cup, but it will take a fair bit to top this one from the Wellington Regional Stadium. One of the great upsets with Tonga beating France.